Now, before going to start the session, so let me ask you a question like, what is the purpose of DevOps or why DevOps? Can anyone? So whether it is right or wrong, you can answer. Why DevOps? What is the purpose of DevOps basically? It means why we use DevOps. Can anyone? Whether it is right or wrong, you can answer. Why? Because remember, these sessions are going to be the interactive sessions. Whether it is right or wrong, you can answer. No problem.
To combine developing and operations to improve efficiency.
That's great. So, any alternative answers? Great. So, any alternative answers
To streamline the deployments.
to streamline the deployments? That's great. So, any alternatives?
Or if any automations are needed for the repetitive tasks, we can
Mhm.
use few of the DevOps tools, and then we can do some automation.
That's great. Great. I think Saurya is trying to say something. Okay. So, whatever you have mentioned, the team, like it was correct. Let me tell you with simple example. Let me go with simple example. So, whatever they have answered, it was perfect, correct. But let me put my words here, which was very simple. See, observe carefully. So, let's say if I am trying to book a mobile, sure. If I am trying to book a mobile, so majorly we are having two e-commerce applications in the market, right or not? What are they? If I wanna book a mobile, so I am having two e-commerce applications in the market. So what are they? Anyone?
Big basket, blanket.
Mobile, majorly. So it's going to be the Amazon, right? Flipkart, right or not? So
Yes.
majorly we are having two e-commerce applications. So what are they? It's going to be the Amazon as well as Flipkart. Now observe carefully. The mobile cost is going to be 10,000 rupees. What was the mobile cost here? 10,000 rupees. Now observe carefully. Observe carefully. So the same cost, so the same mobile, Amazon can deliver. Amazon can deliver within 3 days. Amazon can deliver within 3 days. Now the same cost, so the same mobile, whereas in Flipkart, whereas in Flipkart, it can deliver within 10 days. Within 10 days. So which one we will choose, sir? Which one we will choose?
10 days.
10 days. Sir.
Amazon.
Amazon. Great. So why Amazon?
Quick delivery.
Quick delivery. Nothing but the fastest delivery, right? So whereas in the same way, in the similar way, if you want to create any application, if you want to create any application, or if you want to create any software, or if you want to create any software, DevOps is the fastest way. DevOps is going to be what? It's going to be the fastest way. Clear for all of you? Why DevOps here? If you wanna create any application or if you wanna create any software, DevOps is going to be the fastest way. Clear? Online. So just try to confirm in chat box once. That's great. Perfect. Great. Now observe carefully. Observe carefully. So if you wanna create any application or if you wanna create any software, so here what I need to follow? I need to follow a life cycle called SDLC. SDLC. Nothing but what? It's a software development life cycle. So if you want to create any application or if you want to create any software, so here what I need to follow? I need to follow a life cycle called SDLC. Nothing but what? It's going to be the software development life cycle. So we are the humans, right? We are having what? We are having the human life cycle. In the same manner, for the software also there is a life cycle called SDLC. Nothing but what? It's going to be the software development life cycle. Okay. So in the software development life cycle, so majorly we are having two teams. How many teams we are having in the SDLC? We are having two teams. So one was the development team. So the first one was like development team. So the second one was like operational team. What was the second one here? Operational team. So totally in the SDLC, how many teams I am having here? I am having two teams. So one was the development team. So the second one was like operational team. So I am going to represent here. So see. So totally we are having how many teams? We are having two teams. So what are they? Development team as well as operational team. So observe carefully the things that are done by the development team. What they will do? So first they are going to do like plan, next code, build as well as test. These things was done by development team. Now operational team, what they will do? They are going to do deploy, they are going to do operate, they are going to do monitor. Okay, so totally in the SDLC, how many teams how many stages I am having? I am having 7 stages. So totally how many stages I am having here? I am having 7 stages. So what are they? Plan, code, build as well as test. And also deploy, operate as well as monitor. So how many stages we are having? We are having 7 stages. So how to remember this number? How to remember this number? Now here my question was like, how many days in a week? How many days in a week? 7, right? How many days in a week? 7. So what is the jersey number of Dhoni? Can anyone, any cricket lover here?
Yes,
What is that?
7.
7. So Tala for the reason. Huh? Okay. So observe carefully. So in the SDLC, totally how many stages I am having? I am having 7 stages. So what are they? Plan, code, build, as well as test. And also deploy, operate, as well as monitor. Now let us discuss one by one. So what is meant by plan? What is meant by code, build, as well as test? And also deploy, operate, as well as monitor. Now let us discuss one by one. So the first one is about what? So the first one is about what? It's going to be the plan. It's going to be the plan. Now, what is meant by plan? What is meant by plan? Let me go with simple example. So, let me go with the simple example. So, let's say if you are trying to construct an building, you are trying to construct an building. So, ultimately, we should have the plan first, right? Ultimately, we should have the plan first. So what under comes here? So how many stairs we are going to be construct? What type of materials we are going to use? How many workers we are going to be implement? Okay. What is the budget? Nothing but money for our building. What is the timeline for our building. So you wanna create your building within 1 year or within 2 years or within 3 years. So how many stairs we are going to be construct, what type of materials we are going to use, how many workers we are going to be implement. Okay, what was the budget for our building? Nothing but money. Now, what is the timeline for our building? So this is completely about the plan, right? This is completely about the plan. So in the same manner, if you want to create any application or if you want to create any software, so here what should I have? I should have the plan first. So the first one is about like name of the application. What was the first one here? Name of the application. Let's say I'm going to create the Paytm. What we are going to create here? Paytm. So name was done. So the second one was like how many services we are going to be implement. How many services? So here services are nothing but like recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. How many services we are going to be implement? Next. So how many developers you wanna implement? How many developers you want to implement? So totally I want to implement the developers like 5 members. How many developers you wanna implement? So totally I want to implement 5 developers. I want to implement 5 developers. Next. So on which technology you want to create your Paytm application? On which technology you want to create your Paytm application? So we are having Java. We are having what? Java, .NET, .NET, Python. So on which technology you want to create your Paytm application? Next. What is the timeline for your application? What is the timeline for your application? So you want to create your application within 1 year, within 2 years, or within 3 years. What is the timeline for your application? Next, what is the budget for your application? How much money you want to invest? I mean to say, don't write anything here. Don't remember all those things. So basically, just try to listen the class. After the class, you will get the video, which was the access for you. And also, you can write notes there. Don't write the notes. So don't remember all these things as well. Okay. So I will guide you how to remember as well. Next, what is the cloud that you want to implement? On which cloud you want to implement? So in the market, majorly we are having 3 clouds, right? So one was the AWS, so one was the Azure, so one was the GCP. So on which cloud you want to implement your application? So this is completely about the plan. This is completely about the plan. So first one, what we are having? Name of the application. So the second one, what we are having? How many services you want to implement? So totally I want to implement 5 services. Nothing but recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Now, how many developers you want to implement? So totally I want to implement 5 developers. So on which technology you want to create your application? So either it is going to be the Java, .NET, Python. Now, what is the timeline for your application? So you want to create your application within 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Next, what is the budget for your application? Nothing but money. How much money you want to invest? Next, on which cloud you want to create your application? So either it is going to be the AWS or Azure or GCP. So this is completely about the plan, guys. So clear for all of you about the plan? So just try to confirm me in chat box once. This is completely about the plan. Or do I need to repeat it again? So what about the others? Clear. Okay, that's perfect. Next, after plan, what we are having here? we are having the code. What we are having here? We are having the code. Now, what is meant by code? What is meant by code? So observe carefully. This was important. After the plan, what we are having here? We are having the code. Now, what is meant by code? So observe. So whatever the development team I have involved in my planning phase, these developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Whatever the development team I have involved in my planning phase, these developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Here, what's my requirement? Recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Remember, as a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write any code. As a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write any code. So it's going to be the 100% free of code. As a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write any code. It's going to be like 100% free of code. So clear for all of you about the code?
Yes.
That's great. So what about the others? So you can unmute and say, or you can confirm me in chat box. So no problem. Clear about the code? Great. So after code, what we are having here? We are having the build. What we are having here? We are having the build. So let's say development team has written the code. So they have used in the Java language. Let's say. So when we see the Java code, we can able to read it, right? So this is function, this is message, this is hello, this is return, this is message. So we can able to read it. This is nothing but what? Human readable language. So at the end, whatever the code we are having, so we need to place this code on the mission, nothing but the server. We need to place this code on where? On the server. So, but the server will only understand what? It can only understand the binary level language. Nothing but it's going to be the lower level language. So here, converting the human readable language into mission understandable language are nothing but what? It's going to be the converting the human readable language into mission understandable language are nothing but what? Build. So clear for all of you about the build?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
that's perfect. Great. Next. So after build, what we are having? We are having the test. What we are having here? We are having the test. Now, what is meant by test? Let me go with simple example. Build is nothing but, let me write it on here. So you will get more clear. So, converting human readable language into binary form. Are nothing but what? It's going to be the build. So after build, what we are having here? We are having the test. What we are having? We are having the test. Now, what is meant by test? So observe carefully. Test is nothing but, let's say, totally what we have created the Paytm application. So once I have created the Paytm applications, users are going to be access it, right or not? User are going to be access our Paytm application. Let's say in the Paytm application, what we have created, recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. Now, observe carefully. One of the user is trying to access our Paytm application. He is trying to access our Paytm application. That too, he is trying to access. That too, he is trying to access the bank transaction. That too, he is trying to access the bank transactions. Now, observe carefully. So, he know, right, how much amount was there in his bank account. So, let's say he is having totally 10,000 rupees. He is having totally 10,000 rupees. The moment he is trying to access, the bank transactions. So, it is showing only 1k rupees. So, this is going to be the bug, right? This is going to be the error, right? So these type of bugs, these type of errors has been resolved in the testing part. Has been resolved in the testing part. But who will do testing? Who will do testing? So ultimately, we are having UA team. Nothing but what? It's going to be the quality and analysis team. Quality and analysis team. So UA, nothing but what? Quality and analysis team. So testers will do test here. So testers will do test. So clear for all of you about the test. So testers will do testing here. We are not going to be do anything.
Yes.
That's great. So totally we are done with the 4 points. So observe carefully. We are done with the plan. We are done with the code. We are done with the build. Also we are done with the test. Now anybody has any doubts over these 4 points?
No.
So what about the other? So I need response from each and everyone. So clear for all of you? So you can respond in the chat box or you can unmute and speak. So from the first I am taking like this was the interactive session. Okay, so if you more communicate, you will get more subject. Clear. Super. Now after test. So here what I am having, I am having the deploy. What we are having here? We are having the deploy. Now what is meant by deploy? What is meant by deploy? So observe carefully. Deploy is nothing but whatever the 100%, whatever the 100%. So deploy. So whatever the 100% test cases, passed code we are having, So placing those code over the server, over the server are nothing but what? It's going to be the deployment. Whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code over the server are nothing but what? It's going to be the deployment. Let's say this is my server. This is my server. So I'm having 100% test cases passed code. Now I'm going to place this code over where? In the server. So ultimately, the process is going to be the deployment. What was the process here? It's going to be the deployment. So simply, we are going to call this as deploy. Simply, we are going to call this as what? Deploy. Whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code over the server are nothing but what? It's going to be the deployment. So simply what we are going to call here? Deploy. Okay. Next, after deploy, what we are having here? We are having the mon operate. After deploy, What we are having here? We are having the operate. Now, what is meant by operate? What is meant by operate? So observe carefully. We are having operate. So let's say this is my server. Let's say this is my server. So in my server, what I am having? I am having a Paytm application. So totally I have deployed my Paytm application here. I am having my Paytm application. Now my server capacity was 100 members. What was the server capacity here? 100 members. But the Paytm application was accessing by the people from the server. The Paytm application was accessing by the people from the server was about 100 plus members. Was about 100 plus members. So ultimately, at certain point of time, what will happen? Your server will be down. Why? Because our server capacity was 100 members, but the service was accessing by the people 100 plus members. So ultimately, your server will be down. It was getting more than his capacity. Will be down. Now, making the availability of 24/7 my server as well as 24/7 my application are nothing but what? Going to be the operate. Making the availability of 24/7 my server as well as 24/7 my application are nothing but what? It's going to be the operate. So clear for all of you about the operate?
Just a question. The 100 that you written at, is it the traffic?
Yeah, it was a traffic, incoming traffic.
Incoming
Great.
traffic. Okay. Understood. Okay.
Okay. Next, after operate, what we are having here? We are having monitor. Now, what is meant by monitor? What is meant by monitor? Again, the same example. So, this is my server. In my server, I am having my Paytm application. So, once we have deployed our Paytm application over the server, so ultimately, users are going to access this one. So, ultimately, users are going to access our Paytm application. Let's say once the user accessing our Paytm application from the server, automatically the server's utilizations, nothing but CPU and RAM will be increased. CPU as well as RAM will be increased. So after some time crosses the threshold value. It crosses the mount value. Again your server performance are going to be decreased. Okay? Your server performance are going to be decreased. So if the server performance was decreased, your application may not be run. Your application will not be run. Okay. Now here monitoring the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but monitor. Monitoring the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but what? It's going to be the monitor. So if you observe, we are done with the 7 steps. We are done with the plan. We are done with the code, build as well as test. And also we are done with the deploy, operate as well as monitor. Now here my question was like, development team has done their part and operational team has doing their job well. Where is the DevOps involvement? Can anyone? Development team has done their part. Operational team has doing their job well. Where is the DevOps involvement?
Operations team, DevOps team belongs to operation team, right? In general.
In general. So let me tell you how the DevOps was kept. Okay, let me tell you how the DevOps was kept. So once I have deployed my Paytm application over the server, my application has been failed. My application has been failed. Okay. So once the application has been failed in the server, there is a lot of confusion between your development team as well as operational team. So ultimately, there is a lot of confusion between your development team as well as operational team. So let me tell you what was the confusion here. Let me tell you what was the confusion here. So once the application has been failed in the server, the operational team will say to the development team. The operational team will say to the development team. What they will say? Our application has been failed in the server. Our application contains bugs. Our application contains what? Our application contains bugs. So our application contains errors. Errors. So these type of reasons, operational team will say to the development team. But development team, what they will say, whatever the 100%, whatever the 100% test cases passed code we have given to you, you haven't performed operational well. So that's the reason our application has been failed. Whatever the 100% test cases passed code we have given to you, you haven't performed operational well. So that's the reason our application has been failed. So I'm going to repeat one more time here. So let me tell you how the DevOps was kept. So once I have deployed my application over the server, my application has been failed. So once the application has been failed in the server, there is a confusion between your development team as well as operational team. So what was the confusion here? Once the application has been failed in the server, the operational team will say to the development team. What they will say? Our application has been failed in the server. Our application contains bugs. Our application contains errors. So these type of reasons, operational team will say to the development team. But development team, what they will say? Whatever the 100% test cases passed code we have given to you, you haven't performed operational well. So that's the reason our application has been failed. This was a confusion. This was an argument between development team as well as operational team. So this was a scenario before DevOps. Clear for all of you? What was the scenario before DevOps?
Yes.
So to overcome this argument, to break this confusion, we are having what? We are having the DevOps team. What we are having here? We are having the DevOps team. So if you observe carefully, in the DevOps, the first three letters, what it will represent? Dev. Nothing but what? It's going to be the development team. It's going to be the development team. So the last three letters will represent what? Ops. So the last letters, ops, right? So this will represent ops team, nothing but the operational team. So together called DevOps. So these teams are going to be involved in the both the teams. So they are going to involve in the development team. They are going to involve in the operational team. So this team can get to know that where was the exact issue. Let me tell you where was the issue has been kept. So at the end, who will write the code? Developer will write the code. So they are going to use their own laptop, right? Nothing but their office laptop they are going to use. So let's say they are going to develop the code here by using the Java. They have used Java language. So to run the Java code in our own machine, in our own laptop, they need to install some runtimes. So they need to install some packages. They need to install some binaries. Without these runtimes, packages, binaries, your code will not run. Your code will not run. So development team, they know which runtime they need to install, which packages they need to install, which binaries they need to install. Development team, they know. But yeah, they have written, and also the test cases was passed 100% fine. It was running on the laptop. So once the test cases was passed, the code has given to the operational team. What they thought, So 100% test cases was passed. So simply they have deployed on the server. Simply they have deployed on the server. Does my code will run? Does my code will run now? No, right? Why? Because we are not having any runtimes, packages, binaries. So ultimately we are having one miscommunication. Okay, so there is a gap between the development team as well as operational. So to fulfill this gap, we are having the DevOps team. We are having what? The DevOps team. Okay, so this team is going to involve in the development team as well as operational team. Okay, clear for all of you? How the DevOps was came? Great. Next, after that, what we are having here? We are having DevOps lifecycle. What we are having here? DevOps lifecycle. So if you observe the DevOps logo, the DevOps lifecycle, this logo will represent one symbol. This logo will represent one symbol. Can anyone? What was the symbol? This logo will represent one symbol. Anyone?
Infinity,
Infinity. Great. So now my question was like, what is mean by infinity?
limitless,
Limitless, never ending. So those all will be come here, right or not? So for the DevOps also there is a no limit. For the DevOps also there is no limit here. So let me tell you why DevOps has never ending process. Let me tell you with simple example. Let's say I'm having the Paytm application. I'm having what? Paytm application. So to create our Paytm application version 1, let's say in the Paytm, what I have created? I have created the recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets I have created. Okay, so to create our Paytm application, what I have done? I have done the plan. We are done with the code. We are done build. Also, we have done test. Now, next, what we have done? Deploy, operate, as well as monitor we have done. So there is another phase called release. As of now, you can ignore about the release. Okay. So we are done with the plan, code, build, as well as test. And also we are done with deploy, operate, as well as monitor. Now, observe carefully. Let's say this is my Paytm application version 1. This is my Paytm application version 1. To create our Paytm application version 1, what I have done? I have done the plan, code, build, as well as test. And also we have done deploy, operate, as well as monitor. Now observe carefully. Observe carefully. So after 1 year, the Paytm owner has come up with a new idea. What he's saying means my Paytm application is booming in the world. I want to upgrade from Paytm application version 1 to Paytm application version 2. When you are upgrading, you need to implement new features. So in version 1, totally I am having 5. In version 2, totally I am having 7 features. 7 features. Which was old 5 to new features. Old 5 to new features. Old I am having 2 new features also. Old means what? Here, recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. And also, Two new features was like DTH, metro tickets. I want to implement DTH as well as metro tickets. So totally I have, this is my plan now. This is my plan. Regarding this plan, I need to write the code. Nothing but DTH code, metro tickets code, I need to write. We need to build it. We need to test it. We need to deploy that one. We need to operate, and also we need to monitor. So totally we are done with the version 2. Again, I am going to upgrade from version 2 to version 3. Version 2 to version 3. So what I need to do? I need to do the plan. So in the version 3, totally I want to implement 10 services. Old 7. Again, 3 new features. So if you want to implement again 3 new features, what I need to do? I need to do the plan. I need to do the code, build, test, deploy, operate, as well as monitor we need to do. So if you observe carefully, when the versions are increasing, this loop is repeating. That's the reason our DevOps has never ending process. So I have taken the Paytm as example. But as we are using number of applications daily, so we are using PhonePe, Google Pay, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, even ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Copilot, all are the AIs, right? These AIs are also handled by the DevOps team. Without DevOps, there is no even single application in the market. If AIs are also hosted in the cloud. AIs was managed by the cloud engineers. Without cloud, without DevOps, there is no AIs. We are maintaining the AIs. Here we can get to know that the importance of DevOps. Clear for all of you? About the DevOps life cycle and also the future of DevOps. So just try to imagine, without WhatsApp, do we can able to survive? Without PhonePe, do we can able to survive? No, right? Without DevOps engineer, there is no application basically. This was the very importance regarding the DevOps. Clear for all of you?
So, DevOps just communicates between developer and operations team. Is that the only job role?
No, not the communication. So we are going to be host the application. We are going to do the operations.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will guide you like how to deploy, how to operate, and all those things we are going to be dealing in detail in upcoming sessions.
Hmm.
Yeah. So guys, so that's it from mine for today. So if you are having any doubts over these sessions, or if you want to talk to with me, you can talk. Any doubts or any other related queries, you
I
can.
have a personal question, sir.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So, I just want to explain my situation. So, I have 1.2 years of experience in Accenture in normal operations,
Okay.
non-IT job. So, I worked for 3 lakhs. So, I want to switch into IT. So, what can I expect? Like, would they accept me for switching into this career? And what is can I expect a hike, or will they treat me as a pure fresher?
No. So you can switch as an experienced candidate only. So what was your designation on your
Uh,
offer
it
as
is associate.
associate? So simply you can put your experience. So why? Because associate can do anything. So you are
So,
not going to mention like I'm going to be working as non-IT
hmm,
operations. You are going to be mentioned as associate. In the
hmm,
braces, just try to mention as a DevOps engineer. So
okay,
you can switch.
okay. And so it's like associate, process associate.
So
Yeah.
anything is fine, no problem.
Okay. So, okay, thanks.
So these course will be very helpful for you. So basically, whatever the knowledge I'm having, so I'm going to deliver on this course. So basically, I'm an Azure DevOps engineer. So previously I have worked as AWS DevOps engineer too. So we are going to be covered both AWS, Azure.
One more question. What will be the placement process after the course?
Yeah. Yeah, just try to contact with the admin team. So we are having the placement team too. So they
Mhm.
have collaborated with some other companies. So you just try to contact with the admin team. So they will detailedly explain.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So any alternative doubts as well as concerns?
So coming to the demand, will like AI replace or something like that?
No, no, no. So basically AS was maintained by the DevOps team only. Where
Okay.
they have hosted on the cloud. Cloud
Hmm.
is nothing but who? DevOps engineers.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it will not be replaced.
So cloud engineer, cloud, uh, anything related to cloud is DevOps itself. So DevOps is a role which works on cloud.
Yeah, which works on the cloud. So not all the roles are according to the DevOps. So basically we are having some other roles like cloud architect. So it's going to be
Hmm.
like AWS engineers.
Hmm.
So we are having different roles too. So I'm going to deliver on upcoming that. So you will get more clarity. So how many roles we are having. So what role we are going to be suitable for that. We are going to be doing.
Hmm. So like, we can understand that DevOps is person who works on cloud.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
Any alternative doubts as well as concerns?
The price of the course, I wasn't aware of it.
Okay, so basically this price related contact with the admin team. So my part was like I want to take.
Understood. Understood. Thank you. Sorry for this.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah.
So how was the session? Clear up first of all. At least just try to respond for this question as
Yes. And one more thing, the job roles, right? Would they be day shifts like a normal 9 to 5, or as in operations, right? They expect us to do rotational shifts and etc.
well.
Is-
Basically, it depends on the project as well as client.
okay.
We can't do. See.
Okay. So even developers work night shifts, like normally.
Normally, it depends on like the project itself, the
Okay.
client. We can't decide. So some
Okay.
basically coming to my points of I have done rotational shifts. Now coming to as of now, so it's completely the night shift for me.
Mhm.
Or not, may not. We can't say.
Okay. So either for developer or operations, it totally depends on project. Okay.
Correct.
Thanks.
Any alternative concerns, doubts?
So DevOps, like coding, do we have to do at least a little bit of coding, like SQL or small amount of Python to
Yeah,
automate?
to write that one. So basically, it's going to be commanded as a scripting. So I will
Mhm.
guide you like how to give the prompt to the AI. So it will generate
Mhm.
the code for you. Don't worry.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we're going to integrate the AIs to here. If you give the right prompt, it will give the exact the code
Okay, then we can copy and paste.
simply.
Yeah, got it.
So what about the Pavan Kumar, Sarita, so Amu? Ah, clear?
Yeah, so yeah, hey, this is Pawan here.
Yeah, hi Pavan.
Hey, Shamu. So yeah, the course was clear, and this is the first time I'm attending the demo class.
How was the session?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So I think you made it really, it's quite clear what we know. I mean, for person who's a layman to know what DevOps is in the session. So I think with this session, we can have an understanding of what we can expect out of the whole session, right?
Yes, yes.
So it was pretty good.
Thank you. So any doubts that you wanna ask or any questions? So
Uh, no, ideally, I'm just it's the first session, right? So I'm a networking engineer, cloud network and on-prem networking. So I'm just trying
where
to
you
figure out. Yes,
where you are working with?
I'm working with Epsilon. It's a product-based company,
So location?
Bangalore.
Great.
Yeah. So
So you are
I'm just trying
migrating
to.
from on-premise to cloud, huh?
Yeah, I work on both on-prem as well as cloud.
Okay.
Recently, we moved into GCP, so I was working on Azure. I mean, AWS mainly, Azure a little bit. So with the oncoming trend with DevOps and all that, and we are trying to integrate our applications and trying to automate a few things. So that's the reason I thought I'll just look into these sessions, and you should tell me if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good idea only. So basically, I too have worked with on-premises along with the cloud. So I have also migrated the code that was hosted on so to the cloud. So Azure repos I have migrated.
Okay, okay, all right. I'm looking forward for the sessions, Shamu.
Yeah. Oh, see you in the sessions.
Yeah.
So what about the Sarita? See, was there? Oh, okay, okay. So Amuna, clear? Okay then. Okay then. Bye. Have a nice day. So see you on the next session.